Okay, somebody say something funny.
I have an entire day of meetings scheduled tomorrow. Hello and welcome to the Filter Free Podcast. I am your host, TJ Stevens.
Problematic.
Out of my left earbud.
Getting off to a banging start here.
Joining me as always,
Step ends.
Dollar Bill Dave.
I touch myself.
I just need to clip that. Just Dave leaning for I touched myself.
And Timmy C.
Goo, goo, goo.
Dave's is awesome, and he got a new hat, and it's hilarious. Are you drunk, yes or no? And it's marked on the right-hand side for both.
Time limit draws get my panties wet. I love it.
We've covered this butt wipe on a few different occasions.
Butt wipe?
You don't call people butt wipe anymore?
No. I'm not 7. Good news is I've limited the producer's amount to screw us over this, so we're actually going to get to sing along with the songs now. You are welcome.
You gotta fight for your right to party!
Pow!
Hello and welcome to the Filter Free Podcast. I am your host, TJ Stevens.
Step ends.
Joining me, do we remember how that started?
Yeah, I called you step-ins one day.
Okay, thank you. It was a while ago.
And from hence thereforth, you are step ends.
It's fine. Joining me, as always, Dollar Bill Dave.
I'm annoyed.
Again?
So it's
I'm annoyed at myself this time.
Tuesday.
What'd you do now?
So I was making dinner for everybody.
Okay.
Wife's out of town.
Yep.
Decided to make me a pink lemonade.
Yep.
Make the lemonade, stir it all up good. Go to put ice in it. Drop the entire cup of lemonade all in the freezer.
Well, now you have lemon flavored ice.
Had to empty all the ice.
And a lemon flavored freezer.
Mm-hmm.
Should have marinated some chicken in it.
Had to pull shit all out of the freezer. Dry it with towels. Got all over the floor.
What did you say? What did
How
you say?
big of a glass are you using? Jesus Christ.
What did you say as soon as it happened?
Son of a whore.
Yeah. Timmy C's here too.
Who?
Did you spill anything on the way up here?
No, but I'll be cleaning his freezer this weekend, I'm sure. I'm going to his house for manual labor.
I don't. What?
Maybe I'll send Jandy the link so she can join us.
I'll be working. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, you were supposed to be with us, you whore.
Yeah, some butthole had to quit in March, and I'm covering his shift.
Well, why don't you just tell him I can't?
Because I'm first up.
So
And I'm not a liar, and I don't have a reason not to.
Tell him you got COVID.
Viable reason.
Tell him you're off. Bitch, I'm off.
Well, they know I don't have COVID.
Well, tell him you got cancer and you
I
got
was
to go
just
to
there today.
Huntsville for.
I've already used that
treatment.
excuse this year, but not me. The wife had it, so I would feel
She could have
guilty.
given it to you.
That's not how that works.
They don't know that.
They do.
No.
Or you could just be like, nah, bitch, I'm off.
I need the overtime. So
Lots of people quit at Dave's job. You could just quit and get a job with Dave.
No. But Dave and I have actually talked about it. They don't have the insurance package and everything else that I have.
But they've got Dave's package.
I mean, that is tempting. What are we doing right now?
I have a pretty nice package.
You do. It's handsome. It has a smiley face on it. Please remember to subscribe and rate this show wherever you get your podcast. Rate Dave's dick while you're there. while you're at it. Follow our show on Twitter at FF Podcast, on Instagram at Filter Free Podcast. Follow the network on Twitter at Ram Sportsnet, www.patreon.com/filterfree. I'm sorry, Ram Network. That's what it used to be. Timmy, what is available on our Patreon network?
Well, let me clear that up. If you go to www.patreon.com/Ram Network, you will get, of course, that one. All of our shows. You'll get TNA Top 10. You'll get us. You'll get Talking Wrestling with Palm Water Dave. but the bonus content is where the squeeze is worth the juice, or however you say that.
The juice is worth the squeeze.
That's what I said.
The other way doesn't make sense.
You will get all of our backlog of like legends. Let's rethink this. Footballers. Dave and I were just talking, making a comeback here season preview. Old school evolution of evil. We just dropped a wrestling with commercials
Again.
Plus, you know, you got world class flashback. Era is the new generation. Just put it in your mouth. I was there. Hard times and beyond. TJ and I did just this random ass watch along on Sunday night that we dropped.
Music videos from Memphis wrestling in 1987.
From wrestlers that were not in Memphis in 1987, which
I mean, there might have been one
even better.
Also, we found a movie during that we're absolutely going to watch. It's called Grunt, the Wrestling Movie. And Dave,
better than Body Slam?
There's no chance. But Dave, I'm going to need you to do research on that because we couldn't find a budget or a box office for it.
Grunt, what's it called?
Grunt, the Wrestling Movie. It starts with the babyface character's name is ridiculous. He goes on the run because he was in a wrestling match and the guy did like the hangman that Foley used to do, like him get his head stuck in the ropes, and he decapitated him with a drop kick.
Just so you know, it's on Tubi.
I'm pretty sure we'll find it on YouTube.
It's on to be announced.
What's on Tubi?
To be announced.
But speaking of footballers, did you guys know this little piece of trivia? The Bears would want to know.
It's preseason.
Yeah. I'm going to take what I can get right now. We're undefeated.
Who was quarterbacking that team?
I don't know. Was it Dave Craig? I'm not sure.
And by the way, it
game.
wasn't even a game. It was 3/4 of a game.
I didn't watch it. So.
I did. The most amazing thing about it was the new kickoff return.
So wait, they only played 3/4?
Yeah. Lightning started striking. They had to call the game.
But anyway, Bears are undefeated. I just wanted to, make everyone aware of that before we started today.
Might be the last time this year.
Absolutely. Caleb Williams is supposed to play the next game. So
well, Dave and I will be watching our favorite football teams play against each other this weekend.
The fight for bottom. Nice.
Except it's going to be like fourth stringers. I hate preseason football.
So
it's stupid.
You got like Achilles Smith?
No. Our defensive line's kind of thin, though. That ought to be interesting.
Anything else we want to discuss before we head into this week's show? I'm super excited. We were all just bragging about how awesome our segments are going to be this because it's, the time frame.
Yeah, mine's going to be average at best.
Well, I mean, mine's covering sport ball from 1991, so I don't want to give away the sport yet. You guys probably know, but yeah, I'm excited for this.
Field hockey.
Yeah, you got it. Yep. We're doing the Duke lacrosse story, even though it happened like 17 years later.
There's titties in that story. I'm in.
So let's go ahead. Timmy, get your finger on that button because this week we're going back to August 1991. Well, actually, again, there's no show to get. It's 4 years. It's going to take me a while to break that habit. Let's just go ahead and see what was happening in your world yesterday. Let's run through some events. Filter free up first stories and miss the cut. Let's cover our celebrity gossip for the month. On August 1st, Hedy Lamar is arrested for shoplifting in Florida at the age of 76. I feel like we've done that story.
It's Headley Lamar.
There's no L.
Never seen.
Thought it was Lamar Jackson.
You never seen Blazing Saddles? You goof.
And I have seen Blazing Saddles, but it's years.
Headley.
Okay.
Who's Hedy Lamar?
It's Headley.
She was an actress way back in the day.
It's
Hedy Lamar, but
Hedy Lamar.
It's Headley.
What's she steal?
I'm glad that we've really confused the audience base right now.
BMW.
On August 8th, Carlos Santana, the guitarist, not the first baseman for the Twins, pleads no contest on marijuana possession in Houston. The same day, still, Billy Preston is charged with exhibiting pornography to a minor.
Freako.
Carlos Santana, Tito's brother.
Tito Santana? I mean, I don't know. I've never looked up their genealogy.
All right, so you guys ready? Hedy Lamar.
It's Hedy.
Hedy Lamar.
It's Hedy.
Hedy Lamar.
It's Headley.
In 1966, Lamar was arrested in Los Angeles for shoplifting.
Okay.
This is 1991.
The charges were eventually dropped.
Mm-hmm.
I shit you not. In 1991, she was arrested on the same charge in Florida. This time for stealing $21.48 worth of laxatives and eye drops.
She had the shits, or she wanted.
When you gotta go, you gotta go.
She's like, I'm a little stopped up. I'm gonna have
Like,
to go,
I love these little chocolates
I'm gonna have to go steal some shit from the dollar store
and make some shit.
and make some shit. August 6th, women's softball pitcher Debbie Doom strikes out 17 batters for her second consecutive perfect game at the Pan Am Games in Havana as the U.S. beats Nicaragua 8-0.
That's a hell of a name for a pitcher.
Debbie Doom is
Doom.
fantastic. That is phenomenal.
Sounds like a very fat porn star.
What was the lady's name from Orgasmo?
Oh, that movie was terrible.
The movie is hilarious.
Stuntcock.
Suncock. But what was the lady's name? It was like something dinosaur. There was a dinosaur's name. I don't remember what it was. August 7th, court rules that Manuel Noriega may access some secret U.S. documents. I believe we've covered Noriega before, or at least I think we have.
Yeah,
We
he's
have.
trash.
Yeah, he is trash. August, this whole thing confuses me, but I really didn't want to research it any farther than what I did. August 9th, Alexa Bliss of the WWE is born in Columbus, Ohio.
Good God, I'm old.
Right. August 11th, John Daly wins the PGA Championship, or as I put it, Champoonship, at Crooked Stick Golf Course by three strokes over Bruce Leetsky.
Did you let him type that? No,
I might have.
the championship
When I
over
wrote-
Bruce
when I-
Leetsky.
When I wrote this story, I was actually drinking with John Daly. August 11th, Wilson Alvarez, rookie left-hand pitcher for the Chicago White Sox, throws a no-hitter in his second career start. In his first start, he gave up 3 home runs and never recorded an out.
Pretty bad. That's a good turnaround.
Yeah, it's a hell of a
Easter
turnaround.
famine with that dude.
Yeah, he actually pitched quite a few years with the White Sox.
Yeah.
August 11th, J.D. McDuffie, NASCAR driver famous for driving a race car while smoking a cigar, dies at Watkins Glen after crashing through a guardrail at the age of 52.
The
I
guardrail
really want-
was 52 years old.
No, he was 52.
Oh,
The guardrail's
Do you have
probably older
AIDS?
than that. I don't think so.
heroin.
I don't understand what. I really wanted to cover this story, but another historic sports death had occurred. One day we will tell the story of J.D. McDuffie.
And his heroin.
I don't think he did heroin.
He had the same disease Janae had.
What's funny is these drivers used to have personality. So J.D. McDuffie, if I remember correctly, not only smoked cigars while driving, but I think he hosted a radio show at one point in the car. And then Dave Marcus, I think, would drive around in wingtips.
That seems very dangerous.
Oh, well, I mean, he died in a race, so you saw how it worked out.
What was he like, smoking a cigar and
Probably.
doing the radio show when he died?
His name was
Probably.
John Delphus McDuffie Jr.
Delphus. Ralphus. August 12th, Metallica releases their 5th album in the self-titled Metallica album and debuts at number 1 on the Billboard 200 chart.
Better known as the Black Album.
Love that album. Big fan. August 12th, Chris Middleton, forward for the Milwaukee Bucks, is born in Charleston, South Carolina.
Yep.
Okay. August 13th, Jack Ryan, the man behind Barbie and Hot Wheels, passes away at the age of 65.
I always thought Ken would be the man behind Barbie,
That was
smacking that ass.
when when they let us have figures. August 14th, Dave Winfield becomes the 23rd player in Major League history to hit 400 home runs in his career.
Compiler.
Sure. What a dick. August 16th, Shamu the whale dies at the age of 16 due to respiratory failure.
Shouldn't have been smoking.
He drowned.
But that's the one part of that story they don't tell is Shamu was smoking like 3 packs a day.
He and JD McDuffie are riding around in a race car, smoking cigars.
August 17th, we have Arena Bowl 5 where the Tampa Bay Storm beat the Detroit Drive 48-42. Stevie Thomas was your MVP.
Can we
It's
talk
my
about
old neighbor.
how bad of a name for a team the Detroit Drive is?
It's awful.
Sounds like a street.
Also, Stevie Thomas was your neighbor?
Yeah.
Interesting.
No,
What was he
He
like?
couldn't afford my neighborhood.
He was Dave's son.
I didn't even know they had the Arena Bowl in 1991. And this is their 5th Arena Bowl.
So they also had one in 1986.
It'd be 87.
Yeah, stupid.
Dumb
Math is hard.
math. August 17th, Royals outfielder Warren Cromartie hits a home run. Not a big deal by itself, except this is his first home run in 8 years.
Ozzie Smith went longer, I bet.
Well, probably. August 18th, the man behind the glow-in-the-dark posters for the Grateful Dead, or DWAD, what was they doing? Rick Griffin dies in a motorcycle crash at the age of 47. Okay, nothing. Wow. August 20th, Dan Marino signs a 5-year, $25 million contract, making him the highest paid NFL player, passing up Joe Montana.
$5 million a year.
$5 million a year.
That was just
That is half of the current Miami Dolphins salary in a year.
Yeah. Also, only $41 was guaranteed.
None was guaranteed. I guarantee that.
August 26th, Brett Saberhagen of the Kansas City Royals throws a no-hitter against the White Sox in a 7-0 win.
So the White Sox threw a no-hitter and got no hit
And
all
got-
in the same month.
In the same month. That's kind of impressive.
They lost every game this month. So
The sad part is I could probably name you the starting lineup of the 91 White Sox.
I bet Dick Pillhock and Frank Thomas is in there.
Yes.
Bo Jackson.
August
Ozzie
31st,
Guillen.
David Klingler sets
Bo
NCAA
Jackson played for
record.
the Royals, stupid.
He also played for the White Sox when he
Not
came back.
91.
Yes, he did. Look it up.
In 91.
Yep.
August 31st, David Klingler sets an NCAA record with 6 touchdown passes in the second quarter as the Houston Cougars beat Louisiana Tech 73-3.
Cincinnati Bengals legend, by the way, 6 touchdown passes, more than he threw as a Bengal.
Ever.
Ever.
He did play for the White Sox in 91.
I'm goddamn right he did.
23 games.
He was killing it that year too.
Well,
Probably
he had this thing that the Bengals did to him where he couldn't walk very good.
that's fucking.
He was
Bengals.
bow-legged.
That's funny.
Stories in the wheelhouse. Usually you save the jokes for the end of the show. August 2nd, the one celebrity story that made it to the wheelhouse, Rick James is arrested on charges of sexual assault and torture. It's pretty amazing how much of a horrible piece of shit Rick James is and what he did, but we still glorify him. And really all he's known for is Super Freak, and more recently finding out how big of a dirtbag he was because of the Chappelle Show. In 1989, Rick James met 17-year-old Tanya Hijazi. The two started dating
Bless
in 19. Thank you. They started dating in 90. Mind you, James was 42. The couple had one child together named Tasman,
Stupid.
or Tasman, or however you would say that.
The wrestler?
Yeah, he's a Oompa
Tasmaniac.
Loompa.
Yeah. Then the two went to prison for assaulting Mary Sauger and Frances Alley. They got married in 1996. So they, went to prison in between.
After all this.
Yes. Oh, and yeah, we're going to get into it. So here in 91, Rick James is already a full-blown cocaine addict, spending $7,000 per week on coke for 5 years straight.
Super Freak was not that popular. There's no way he had that much money.
He was spending, let me do the math real quick. 52 times 7 would be $348
$48 trillion.
Yeah, $364,000 a year.
No, I ain't
coke.
buying it.
Here
He
on
didn't have
August
that
2nd,
kind of money.
Super Freak was huge, man. Here on August 2nd, James and his aforementioned 19-year-old girlfriend are arrested for kidnapping 24-year-old Frances Alley, holding her hostage for 6 days, tying her up and forcing her to perform sexual acts, and then burning her legs with a hot crack pipe during a week-long cocaine binge. While James is on bail in 92, he assaulted Mary Sauger in November while being high on cocaine. I know that's weird. Sauger was there to meet James and his girlfriend for a business meeting, but instead she was kidnapped and beaten over a 20-hour stretch. There's more crimes yet, but long story short, Rick James should have been buried under the prison.
A 43-year-old Rick James and his young future ex-wife, Tanya Ann, bless me, met 24-year-old Frances Alley at a party. Learning she was unemployed, they invited her to stay with them at James' residence. While staying with the couple, the singer threatened Alley with a gun, accusing her of stealing his drugs. He said if she tried to leave, he'd kill her. At this point, James and bless me, allegedly tied Alley naked to a chair.
Naked.
A day into the forcible imprisonment, James made Alley engage in sex acts while he watched. They also forced the victim to smoke crack cocaine. On July 17th, when James untied Allie, she fled and eventually made it to Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in LA for treatment. After hearing the allegations, authorities issued warrants for the arrest of James and Bless Me.
The charges carried a threat of life in prison for James, who pleaded innocent. And
How?
fittingly, for such a flamboyant showman, the 3-week trial was a high drama spectacle. James wept openly while testifying that at one point asked the judge for a weekend release so he could marry Hijazi. The request was denied.
Of course.
James was convicted on assault, imprisonment, and drug charges and sentenced to 5 years and 4 months in prison. Hijazi pleaded guilty to an assault charge as everything else was dropped and served only 15 months. During his 2-year stint in California's Folsom State Prison, James composed more than 300 songs. Prison has been a blessing in disguise, he said during his incarceration. Otherwise, I probably would be dead by now. Upon his release in 96, the 48-year-old began working as an anti-drug advocate and started recording many of his prison pen tunes. How'd that anti-drug thing work out for him?
Not great.
And he finally got to wed Hijazi in 1997, 6 years after they were arrested and 5 years after the birth of Tasman.
Felonies make the heart grow fonder.
So I kind of enjoyed that Rick James watched Ricochet with Denzel Washington and John Lithgow and was like, we can do that for real. By the way, have you guys watched Ricochet? It's an underrated movie.
I watched him wrestle. He's going to AEW soon, I hear.
Yeah, he'll be doing flippy flops all over TBS.
Interesting. Timmy, do you want to do the thing you normally
Oh,
do?
yeah, I forgot he was a singer, too. That means it's my turn. That means it's my turn. Let's go to Timmy's Trivioki.
Figaro. Figaro, 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 Figaro.
That's not Tosca.
Ugh, my ears.
My neck, my back.
Yep. I remember. Everyone remembers when Elvis performed that.
Jamaica, ooh, I wanna take you to Bermuda, Bahama, come on, pretty mama, you long Montego, baby. All right, welcome to Timmy's famous crackheads of the 90s.
There was a
Oh.
lot.
No, different.
There was a lot.
Timmy's Trivioki. All right, 1991. You guys locked in? You should know all of these.
Sure.
All 3 songs. Song number 1. Clue number 1.
Super Freak, Rick James.
Canadian.
R.E.M.
Elvis Presley.
REM's not Canadian. Neither
Celine
is Elvis
Dion.
Presley. Good. At least she's Canadian. Clue number 2. Neighbors with a U. Neighbors. Clue number 3. Robin Hood.
Men in Tights.
No, shit.
Clue number 4. Costner.
I know Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Fudge, what's the song?
Clue number 5. Look into my eyes.
Oh, Brian Adams.
Yeah.
You
What's the name of the song?
What?
I will do it for you.
Me.
I'll do it for you. No, that's a self.
Everything I do it for you.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said.
I will do it for you. DJ walks into the bedroom. She's diddling herself. I will do it for you.
Listen, take a break. I got this. All right.
Oh, Jesus. Whew.
He watches. He watches.
I will do it for you. Song number 2. Clue number 1. Sleepy Time.
Baby Shark.
Clue number 2.
God.
Semi.
That's what
I've
I
got a
have
semi.
right now.
Me and Dave are on the same page.
I will do it for you. Clue number 3. Metal.
Let's compare. Like gold medal or steel?
Or heavy.
Clue number 4, black.
Sabbath.
Metallica.
Clue number 5,
1.
Neverland.
Enter Sandman. You could have said ECW Kane.
Heavyweight champion.
This song makes me a little nervous. We'll see. Song number 3, clue number 1, TikTok.
Off to a great start.
Kesha. Don't stop till the stop and the clock goes tick tock.
I will do it for you. Clue number 2, color.
In living color.
Clue number 3, boy band.
New Kids on the Block.
Hanging Tough.
Clue number 4, bad.
Michael
Bad
Jackson.
boys. Bad boys. What you gonna do?
Clue number 5, making love till we drown. Although I
That
sang
seems
that very
terrible.
poorly. I did. I want to sex you up by Color Me Bad.
Oh.
Tick
Girl,
tock,
I
get up,
wanna
stop, get up.
sex you
Tick
up.
tock, get up, stop, get up.
Ooh.
Ooh.
That's how I
Making
turned it.
love till we drown. Next week, I will do it for you. Is going to make its way onto the top 100.
That should be a song that we make. I will do it for you.
I will do it for you.
I can't log in. I will do it for you.
I can do the Miyagi in the video.
We're going to try that right now. I don't want to read my notes.
Sure, that should go great. August 5th, one of the most important figures in the history of professional football, Paul Brown, passed away at the age of 82. I know more about Paul Brown already because of my fascination with the AFL, so I already know where Timmy's going with this story. So I'll just start with the man, Paul Brown. He was born in Norwalk, Ohio. Norwalk, is that how you say that? Norwalk?
Norwalk.
On September 2nd, 1908. His father, Lester, was a dispatcher for the Wheeling and Lake Erie Railroad.
All right,
Massillon-
question on that. How are you a dispatcher in 1908? Because there weren't any phones then. Just yell out the window.
They just
Hey,
found-
go to Cleveland.
They just coned up a piece of newspaper and yelled to it. His father, Lester, I just wrote that. Massillon, Ohio, is where Brown grew up, and his town was established as a steel and shipping town. Due to the amount of industry in the area, I wrote this sober, by the way. Due to the amount of industry in the area bringing in a lot of blue-collar workers, the area's high school scene was robust and contentious. Their main rival was neighboring Canton, which is a more monetarily rich community. After high school, Brown tried to walk on at Ohio State as a quarterback, but didn't make it and instead played for Miami of Ohio. After college, Brown did consider studying history on a Rhodes Scholarship, but instead moved to Maryland and coached high school football at Severn School. After 2 successful seasons with a 12-2-1 record, he moved back home to coach the Massillon Tigers.
Brown is credited with a number of American football innovations. He was the first coach to use game film to scout opponents, hire a full-time staff of assistants, and test players on their knowledge of a playbook. How was this not done before him?
That's crazy.
He invented the modern face mask, the practice squad, and the draw play. Still useful to this day.
Yep.
Rarely is the draw play useful.
No, it's not. Draw play is
Yeah.
awesome, dude.
You only use it on like 3rd and 15.
He also played a role in breaking professional football's color barrier, bringing the first African Americans to play pro football in the modern era onto his teams.
Marion Motley.
Despite these accomplishments, Brown was not universally liked. He was strict and controlling, which often brought him into conflict with players who wanted a greater say in play calling.
Otto Graham.
Over the course of his career, Brown posted a record of 213, 104, and 9 in the regular season to go along with 9 and 8 career postseason record, and was a 3-time NFL champion back before that meant anything. The Browns have been pretty much the laughing stock of football ever since he left. But famous Jameis Winston is now there, and he will resurrect the football team of Cleveland.
It's not even the same franchise anymore. They're the Ravens now.
They're the same franchise. They got all the records.
Well, it's because no one wanted their fucking records. What do you? Oh, we got Ernest Biner's number hanging up. Woo!
Oh, you want all of our records? You want both of them?
As the rift between players and Brown and between Modell and Brown grew, Modell fired Brown January 7th, 1963, because he doesn't know football. Out of football for the first time since 1930, Brown spent the next 5 years away from the sidelines, never once attending a Browns contest. Brown explored coaching possibilities, but he was mindful not to put himself in a position where his control might be challenged as it had been in Cleveland. In 1967, the AFL, which had formed to compete against the NFL, put a new franchise in Cincinnati. Brown had the third largest stake in the team and was the front man for the ownership group. He became general manager and head coach and was also given the right to represent the team in all league matters, a key element of control for him. Brown called his new franchise the Bengals because Cincinnati had a team of that name in the 1930s, and he thought it would provide a link to the past. Brown took the team to the playoffs 3 times, including 1970. Despite finding a franchise quarterback in Ken Anderson, Brown's team never got past the first round of the postseason tournament. Bill Walsh was passed over in favor of Bill Tiger Johnson when Brown retired.
Good job.
Probably a mistake in retrospect. Brown was inducted in 1967 to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Quote, I feel like he's as fine a coach as the game has ever had, Otto Graham said at his induction ceremony.
So I was talking to a friend of mine at work who his affiliation with the NFL is he loves the Chargers and he loves Phillip Rivers. And I was telling him about Paul Brown. And I said, what I appreciate about Paul Brown is the level of petty this man had. So I said, when Cleveland chased him out of town, he went to the AFL, formed a football team called the Cincinnati Bengals. And I said, here's what's great. I said, when you go back and watch old footage of the Bengals, by the way, 1970 was the last year before the AFL and NFL officially merged.
Yeah.
But when you go back and watch old Bengals footage, I said, it's the Browns uniforms to the T, except that it says Bengals on the helmet. Not even the stripes. It literally says in block letters, Bengals.
Old school helmet.
I love it. Like, he's like, oh, yeah, here's one last fuck you. Here's our uniforms with Bengals written on the helmet. It's fantastic. But luckily for you guys, you won't need to know any stats from the 1970 Cincinnati Bengals.
But today, I'm the greatest of all time.
Here it is. 8. Pressure with 3. Winston's going to run the ball. Makes a guy miss. Comes down there. Over the second rafter. Off the floor. Nothing but net. Through the window. Off the wall. Nothing but net. You like that? You like that? I like that.
You gotta like that, right?
Here we go. It's 1991. We talked Paul Brown, which means we're talking NFL football. 1991 league leaders. Let's start with passing touchdowns. You're going to need 5 to get to this.
Dan Marino.
Dan Marino was 4th with 25.
Warren Moon.
5th with 23.
John
Jim
Elway.
Kelly.
Jim Kelly led the league with 33. John Elway. No.
Steve Young.
21.
Steve Young tied for 7th with 17.
Randall
Mark
Cunningham.
Rippon.
Mark
91.
Rippon was 2nd with 28. Cunningham, no. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you made it. Here's the rest of your top 10.
Woo!
Tied for 9th of your Chicago Bears, Jim Harbaugh and Jay Schrader.
Harbaugh.
Yes, before he went to the Colts.
Huh.
And this is
or,
actually Dick.
or Michigan,
Dick could chase him out of town.
or
Tied
back
for
to the Chargers.
Yes. He ended his career with the Chargers, actually. His playing career.
Well, he's going to end his career with the Chargers again. So
Good. Tied for 7th with Steve Young. Steve DeBerg of the Kansas City Chiefs with 17. 6th, Bernie Kosar with 18. And 3rd, the only one of the top 5 you missed, of the Atlanta Falcons, Chris Miller had 26. Let's go to rushing yard leaders. Let's see. We'll go 5 again. I don't
Barry
think we're gonna get
Sanders.
5. Barry Sanders was 2nd with 1,500.
Marshall
Thurman Thomas. Marshall
Thurman
Falk.
Thomas, 3rd, 1,407.
Emmett Smith.
Led the league, 1,563. Dave is 3-0 here.
Christian Okoye.
7th, 1,041. The Nigerian Nightmare. Need one more.
He said Thurman Thomas, right?
Yes.
Marion Butts.
10th, 834 of your San Diego Chargers. Here's the rest of your top.
What
10.
about Ernest Biner? Was he in there?
He was 5th with 1,048. I didn't think you'd get it. Here we go.
James Brooks.
Here's the ones you missed. Of course not. Mark Higgs, Leonard Russell, and Gaston Green. Oh, and the 4th of the Giants, Rodney Hampton, 1,059. I was going to do receiving yards, but I saw who led the league in receptions. We're doing that first. We're going to do
Michael
5
Irvin.
here. We're going to do 5 here as well. Michael Irvin was 2nd with 93.
Jerry Rice.
Jerry Rice, 7th with 80.
Tim Brown.
No.
Carl Pickens.
No.
Art Monk.
Why? No.
Harold Green.
Andre Reed.
5th, 81.
Andre Rison.
Rison.
Tied for 5th with 81. Need one more.
Sterling Sharp.
Great guess, but no.
Mark Duper.
No.
Mark
That's a
Clayton.
good guess. Mark Clayton.
Give us teams.
Minnesota, Indianapolis.
Oh, Chris Carter.
Chris Carter tied for 9th with 72. Wait till you hear the league leader. Here we go. Tied for 9th with Carter, Bill Brooks.
Is it Tony Gonzalez?
No.
Is he the league leader?
In 91?
Yeah, he's rookie
No.
in 89.
No, he was not.
Sure he was.
No, he wasn't. Yeah, he played for 34 seasons. 8th, Al Toon of the Jets with 74. 4th, tight end extraordinaire for the New England Patriots, Marv Cook had 82.
How did we forget Altoon? I'm disappointed in us.
Of the Houston Oilers, Drew Hill had 90 and led the league with 100 catches of the Houston Oilers, Haywood Jeffries.
Drew Hill. How do you bet your love for me?
I don't think that's no.
Tell me what it's gonna be.
Here we go. You know how we always end it. We got sacks here. Let's see if you can give me 4.
Lawrence Taylor.
Lawrence Taylor.
Lawrence Taylor.
Reggie White.
No. Reggie White tied for 2nd with 15.
Tony Siragusa.
No.
Kevin Green.
You always guess Tony Siragusa. Kevin Green. No.
Mongo.
No. By the way, congratulations, Mongo, going in the Hall of Fame.
Bruce Smith.
No.
What was that guy for the Chiefs? Not Christian Okoye.
He is on this list.
Derek Thomas.
Derek Thomas tied for 4th with 13.5.
Is there a bingo on there?
No.
Of course there's not.
No James Francis, huh?
Nope.
Give us some teams.
If you can remember our Dome Patrol show, 3 of the Saints are on this list.
Oh, shit.
I don't remember it. They were still terrible.
Washington.
Washington with an
Yes.
R.
Yes. The Raiders.
Phil
Philadelphia.
Romanowski.
No. Philadelphia, Green Bay, Denver, and Houston. And 3 Saints. 2 Saints. 2 Saints.
Green.
I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah.
Need 2 more.
You picked too many then.
I probably did.
I mean, we need 7. Good Lord.
4. You need more.
Jesus Christ.
He is not on the list. Here we go.
Hey, Jesus Christ can't hit a curveball?
You saying Jesus Christ can't create pocket pressure in the pocket? Tied for 9th, Charles Mann of Washington and Ricky Jackson of the New Orleans Saints had 11.5. Tied for
Charles
6th.
Oakley.
Charles Oakley?
He played for the Knicks.
He did. He played for the New York Knicks. Tied for 6, Tony Bennett of the Green Bay Packers, Clyde Simmons
a good
of the
singer.
Philadelphia Eagles. Would you think quiet, please? Of the Eagles, and Greg Townsend of the Raiders. Tied for 4th with Derek Thomas of the Broncos, Simon Fletcher. Tied for 2nd with Reggie White, William Fuller of the Oilers, and your league leader with 17 of the New Orleans Saints, Pat Swilling.
I don't know any of those guys.
You guys usually do awful on sacks, so this was not a huge.
Pat Swilling, I got nothing on.
The Dome Patrol was
The
a
Dome
bunch
Patrol.
of chicks on campus when I was in college.
I don't think they mean the same thing. Here we go.
Fat girls.
August 8th. More bad celebrity news is here. Gary Oldman is arrested for drunken driving. Luckily, unlike Rick James, Oldman's career and life appear to be on the up and up. In fact, when I tried to find the quote Gary Oldman scandal section, there wasn't one, although I'm sure Timmy will find something. Yeah, he did. If I followed his timeline correctly, he would have been filming JFK, where he played Lee Harvey Oswald.
Arswald. You're just putting random R's in everything tonight.
Terrible. Lee
I'm
Harvey
Dave
Oswald.
Bird.
Like a
Dave
damn
Bird
pirate. Arr.
and Timmer. Timmer.
Timber. To prepare for the role, Oliver Stone provided little insight to Oldman for direction of the character, so Oldman met with Oswald's wife, Mariana, and her 2 daughters. In fact, here in 91, Oldman's career took off due to his roles in Edward Scissorhands. What am I doing? Edward Scissorhands, JFK, and then starring as Count Dracula in Bram Stoker's
I think
Dracula.
we need drunk TJ to write the notes every time.
I am halfway through my first can. That's a pretty solid trifecta there of movies. As much of a murderer's row as that is for consecutive movie roles, the mid to late 90s were even better for Oldman after Murder in the First in 95, The Fifth Element in 97, and Lost in Space in 98. It has also come out that Quentin Tarantino was considering Oldman for 2 different roles in the film Pulp Fiction. One was Jules, which went on to be played by Samuel L. Jackson.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, I can't imagine Gary Oldman even saying that.
Oh, I thought Jules was a singer.
No, it's just
Who
Jules.
will save you?
We'll have all the cowboys go.
Paula Cole, dumbass.
Whatever.
She probably has Jules. It's fine.
Probably. And the other
They're
role,
armpit hair.
She had a butt plug.
the other role in Pulp Fiction he was considered for was the drug dealer named Lance, which went on to be played by Eric Stoltz. His fame was so high in the 90s, especially in the pop culture lexicon, he also appeared in music videos. One was Annie Lennox's song Love Song for a Vampire, and he had a cameo role in Guns N' Roses' song Since I Don't Have You. Oldman has also inspired the style of several actors today, and ironically enough, his co-star in a few of the new Batman movies, Christian Bale, has said that Oldman is the entire reason he's even acting.
Known for his versatility and intense acting style, Oldman has received various accolades, including an Academy Award, a Golden Globe Award, 3 British Academy Film Awards, and nomination for 2 Primetime Emmy Awards. In all, Oldman's films have grossed more than $11 billion worldwide, making him one of the highest grossing actors of all time.
It's pretty good.
Pop quiz. Do you guys know who the highest grossing actor of all time is?
Just Samuel L. Jackson.
Samuel L.
Ford.
Jackson. Samuel L. Jackson.
Nah, I ain't buying it.
Well, you have to remember, he was in all those Star Wars movies, and
So is Harrison Ford.
he's in all of the new Marvel movies. Harrison Ford was in the old Star Wars movie, not the new ones.
Yeah,
Well,
when movies,
And
were
Samuel L. Jackson was in all of the Avengers and shit.
when
Okay.
movies popcorn and a pop was $3.
Oldman has established a cult
That's
following among film fans. He is known for playing the primary antagonist in a number of popular motion pictures, which has seen him referenced in pop culture. At the peak of his popularity in the 90s, Oldman was dubbed the Empire Magazine's Hollywood Psycho Deluxe and was spoofed on popular television shows such as Fox comedy series In Living Color and MTV's Celebrity Deathmatch. I don't remember him on Celebrity Deathmatch.
I don't either.
As well as drafted in to appear on the first ever cover of Loaded magazine.
So he got sober after this, and it was hard to find scandal. But this dude was one philandering son of a bitch. After by the way, Rick James, worst human being, still fewer marriages than Gary Oldman. After establishing himself as an actor, Oldman moved to Los Angeles in the early 90s. He employs no publicist and does not go to parties, telling an interviewer in 2007 he has, quote, dinner at home every night with my kids. Oldman has been married 5 times. That's probably why he doesn't go out every time he goes out, finds a new wife. He wed English actress Leslie Manville in 1987. Their son Alfie was born the following year. While on the set of State of Grace, Oldman met American actress Uma Thurman. They began an affair soon after, though Thurman was 12 years younger than Oldman. Oldman broke up with Manville in 1989, 3 months after their son was born. They divorced a year later. Good guy. Oldman and Thurman married in 1990, but divorced in 1992, Thurman stating that the marriage was a, quote, mistake. In 1997, Oldman married American model Danya Fiorentino,
Well
with
done.
whom it's Linda's sister, actually, with whom he had 2 sons, Gulliver and Charlie.
Dumb.
In 2001, Fiorentino filed for divorce, claiming Oldman was abusive and had choked her and hit her in the face with a telephone receiver. These claims were proven false. I got really excited when I read that, and then I'm like, damn it, she's a liar. I would tell you about the other 2, but they're boring, and his boring ass ain't worth my breath. Not that exciting, other than he can't keep his pee-pee in his pants.
So I looked it up, and the episode he was on in Celebrity Deathmatch, he fought Christopher Walken.
And did Christopher Walken hit him with a cowbell?
I have no idea.
Hit the clip.
He's muted.
Now it's time for Dave's Fave. Have you seen it?
You slip her the hot beef injection.
God damn it, I got nothing, guys.
Everybody got your writing utensils.
Yep, I'm ready.
It's tied 2-2. 5 movies this week, 1991. With a budget of $26 million. Our first movie this week grossed $181.1 million at the box office.
I'll take it.
This is an American comedy film. A parody of Top Gun in which a talented but unstable fighter pilot must overcome the ghost of his father and save a mission sabotaged by greedy weapons manufacturers. This film stars Charlie Sheen and other people, but Charlie Sheen. Carrie Ewells.
Always.
Him too.
No, that's John. Ready?
Go.
Hot shots.
Neither one of you got it.
What do you mean neither one of us got it?
It's Hot Shots! Exclamation point.
Oh, stop.
Movie number B on a budget of $20 million. Our second movie this week grossed $54.8 million at the box office. I would have thought this movie made way more money. This is an American romantic comedy film. This film's one of Dave's faves. A young doctor on his way across the country to a job interview crashes his car in a small town and is sentenced to work for several days at the town hospital. This film stars Michael J. Fox and Julie Warner.
See your boobies
Yes, you do. She's hot, too.
smoking.
She wasn't smoking.
She was smoking hot.
Oh, yeah. TJ.
Doc Hollywood.
Timmy C.
Doc Hollywood.
Aren't these great movies this week?
This is good. Yeah.
Here we go. With a budget of $16 million. Movie number C this week grossed a total of $30.1 million at the box office. This is an American action film.
Oh, Jesus.
Twin brothers are separated when their parents are murdered, but 25 years later, they reunite in order to avenge their parents' death. This film stars Jean-Claude Van Damme
Oh God.
and Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Ah,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. TJ.
Twin killing. I have no idea.
Should have said Twin Peaks. Timmy C.
was it Double Impact?
Double impact. Timmy C with the point.
What a nerd. If you say Jean-Claude Van Damme, if it's not Bloodsport, I'm out.
What about Street Fighter?
Time Cop.
Nobody's watched Time Cop.
Time Cop is awesome. All right, it's not awesome, but it's a fun
Yeah.
watch.
Movie
Yeah.
number D on a budget of $17 million. Our fourth movie this week grossed a meager $24.9 million at the box office. This is an American comedy film, and it was horrible.
So
I'm gonna
I
watch
will
it again
look.
tonight just to see it. An accountant with super bad luck is sent in search of a missing boss's daughter. Also, an incredibly unlucky person. This film stars Martin Short and Danny Glover.
Wow.
I can see it.
I can't. I have no idea. I made shit up.
TJ.
Short on money. Get it? Because Martin Short and he's an accountant.
Timmy C.
Is it Gone Fishing?
No, that
Gone
Gone
Fishing,
Fishing is
that
one of the greatest movies of all time.
That was Joe Pesci.
And it's Joe Pesci. It's called Pure Luck.
Sounds
Sure.
terrible.
It's terrible. Terrible. If y'all don't get this, I'm quitting the show.
I don't believe that.
Literally, I'm quitting the show if you don't get this. Here we go.
That means it must be easy.
Movie number 7 or T
5.
or whatever we're on.
T.
With a budget of $20 million. Movie number R this week grossed $38 million at the box office. This is an American science fiction comedy film.
Oh boy.
A tyrant from the future creates evil android doubles of two dudes who went on an excellent adventure and sends them back to eliminate the originals. This film stars Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter.
I feel like this is a trap. All right, I'm ready.
Go, TJ.
So I know Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure was the first one. So for this one, I put Bill and Ted's Excellent Journey.
It's Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
Dave quit the show.
That's okay. We have a replacement who's much better.
Yeah, she's much better looking, a much better public speaker. She's. Let's go ahead and
In a hotel room?
I'm in a hotel room. Yes, guys,
So-
I am.
where are you at this week?
I am in Pennsylvania.
That's
We're at
Say hi to Polly B for us.
we're at in Pennsylvania.
I am in Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Does Paulie B know you're in Pennsylvania?
I'm not sure. I have
He
not
might-
talked to him.
I'm calling him right now.
Please don't.
What hotel are you at?
I just quit the show, honey.
Hey, what
I
was the
saw.
answer?
Yeah, what was the answer?
Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. Timmy
That's
C
what-
gets the point.
Yeah.
Yeah, but TJ didn't get it, so I'm quitting.
Well, one of us got it.
I mean, I had 4 of the 5 words right.
So we need to play that Sarah Evans song or whatever. The arms of an angel.
I will do it for you.
I will do it for you.
So it's now, it was 2-2. So it's now 3-3, 4-4, 5-4, 6-4. Timmy C with the lead. Don't worry, TJ, we'll get you back in it next week.
I know. So we Timmy did music and he did Brian Adams. And I guess the song name was "I Will Do It For You."
Isn't that Celine Dion?
No,
No, Brian
Well,
Adams
yes,
is
but
They are
Do It
both
For You.
Canadian.
everything I do it for
so he
you.
performed that
Who
song.
sings that song?
Brian Adams.
He performed that song in '91 for the Robin Hood movie.
Actually, it was off his album "Waking Up the Neighbors."
That's
For the youth.
you cannot wake up the neighbors with that song.
No.
You could play it on a boombox in their window, holding it, and it wouldn't wake them up.
Is she snoring? What the
Sleep
shit?
harder.
It's like the
That
most
is one of the greatest movies of all time, and it's in my top 10.
Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Yep. Seats it in the theater.
Is it above?
Jandy
or
and I
below?
watched it. She liked it. She
Is it
even
above
stayed
or
awake
below
during it.
Biodome?
Oh, Biodome sucks, but it's good.
I don't understand what just happened.
Biodome's one of those when you're in just a funny mood and want to watch something goofy, but it's not a good movie.
Or high.
Well, I'm not allowed to do that.
Well, I didn't mean like right now. I'm just saying
Oh.
in general.
Yes.
Do you know what movie is hilarious when you're high? Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny.
No. Not
Half Baked.
Half Baked is good.
Daisy Confused.
Sober. I mean, he kills a horse with popcorn in that movie.
You know, I've never seen Dazed and Confused.
Really?
Babe, we're watching Breakfast Club this weekend
We are?
and Dodgeball.
Okay.
And
Timmy's never seen
the Bucks are playing the Bengals.
Oh, that's exciting.
Not really.
Preseason
It's
or pre-
preseason. Yeah.
It's preseason, so it doesn't
So it'll be
count.
kind of boring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll watch for 5
You know what
minutes.
else?
And I'm sure
You know what
we'll do
else you're
some
doing this weekend?
packing.
Shaving. No, shaving. Your beard is very long.
I'm not shaving nothing.
Yeah.
I don't even have a beard.
We know.
You can't grow facial hair. You haven't hit that part of puberty.
Well,
yet.
I can, but it's very patchy. Not good at all.
I was waiting to book my beard appointment for next week, but I needed to see when I have to go pick your aunt up at the airport.
I think it's late at night.
On
Speaking of,
Friday?
I'm getting ready to book us Vegas tickets. Yeah.
Vegas. Let's go to the strip.
Lord
club.
knows it's been like 3 weeks since you've been on vacation. You probably need to go.
You do.
We only have 3
No, I'm gonna book it.
vacations left this week.
How
This
many
This week?
how
I
many
believe
weeks of paid time off do you guys get? Like 8 months?
Yeah.
Like you make school teachers jealous.
I'm at 2 weeks of
Well,
vacation this year,
That's why you should be a federal government worker.
and I've used a day so far this year. Up to August, I've used 1 day of vacation, and
See,
that
you
was
could,
when
be
my
using
wife.
you could be using vacation this weekend to come to my house, but
that's
no.
The day I used was the week my wife was in the hospital. I still went to work the other 4 days.
My wife would be mean as shit in the hospital. I wouldn't go see her either.
Well, I couldn't go see her in the hospital. That was
Oh.
after her chemo treatment.
She'd probably yell at me like she did when I asked her to marry me.
You yelled at him for that?
I don't blame her.
Let's hear the story, Jandy.
This seems like a fun story.
It's not that funny of
So-
a story, actually.
So the ring came in, and I was going to ask her to marry me.
Came in. Would you order it on Amazon?
No, on Wish or whatever.
Wish.
Temu.
No, I had to go get it from the jeweler, but it came in. I got it and went picked it up, and I was supposed to wash the dishes that day, and I didn't wash the dishes.
Oh, it wasn't just wash the dishes. There was like a laundry list that we had just moved from my mom's house, and we were living at my grandma's house because she was in Florida for the winters, and he was not working at the time. So yeah, so I come home from work and the lights are on, shit is everywhere. He didn't do the stuff he was supposed to do. So
I was
walk in the
busy that
door.
day doing stuff.
Right, but I didn't know this, didn't expect this. It's like a random Tuesday. I walk in the door hot because nothing is the way it is supposed to be. So he did not catch me at the right moment.
So I was in the
So,
bedroom.
Catch
and
me
I had-
outside. How about that?
So I was in the bedroom, and I had flowers in there, and I had the ring. So I heard her come in. So I was waiting, and the light was on in the bedroom, and I was down on my knee for when she opened the door. She opens the door and goes, "What are you doing on the floor?"
All right, so I want to be in her head for a second. As she walks through that door and sees Dave on a knee, first thought that enters her mind is this house is a mess and he's been drinking.
I didn't get yelled at when I proposed to my wife, but we were at a state park in central Indiana. They had a waterfall. It was on one of the walking trails. So we walked up to the waterfall. All of our relatives knew this was happening. She's the one that didn't know. So they're standing down there. It was a while ago, so disposable cameras at the ready. And I stand on top of this hill, get on one knee with a ring in my hand. Now, mind you, I'm like on a knee. I'm like thigh deep in just shit because it's a waterfall. So I got it out. And she goes, "Isn't that cool?" And then just turn around. Didn't even look at me. Just turn around and started to walk down. And her family's like, "Turn around."
My brother and his wife, they got engaged in a Walmart parking lot.
That's hot.
I mean, I might as well have.
I will say in Dave's defense, I think it was the day before or maybe earlier that day, he had wanted to take me out to dinner. And I was not, I didn't want to go out to dinner. I had no idea what was going on. And he couldn't wait until we went out to dinner or like in a normal
She was
setting.
pissing and moaning.
So
So we were going to her mom's house for spaghetti. I'm like, no, I would like to take you out to dinner. I'm like, I don't want to go out to dinner.
Mom's making Chef Boyardee, damn it.
Her mom's spaghetti is the shit that Eminem threw up onto his shirt.
That was the first thing I thought of when you said that.
Yeah. We were going over to her mom's for spaghetti because she didn't want to go to dinner that night because I don't know why, but
I don't either. Oh, apparently it was a bad day for me. I don't know what was going on. That was super unexpected.
Lord, you didn't even know it was going to get much, much worse.
No.
Girl's got the greatest life in the world. Look at all these vacations she goes on.
That she pays for. You're the one.
Look, I'm watching her children.
You're
right
the
now.
two balls dragging along behind the dick.
I'm literally watching her children right now.
Her children.
And I cleaned up
you're
my
my
mess
baby.
from when I spilt my damn drink in the freezer.
Oh, yeah. You'll have to hear that story in a little bit, Jandy.
I already called her and told her.
Okay.
She has laundry to do
Can't
now.
leave
A
him
lot of
alone.
towels.
Say it's not that exciting. You just dropped a cup in the freezer.
It was full of lemonade.
It was full of lemonade.
We just told the story.
Apparently he likes cleaning out fridges and freezers because over the weekend he decided to put a turkey into the refrigerator without any barrier on it and it leaked everywhere.
What are you doing?
So he's a
Like, hey,
disaster.
Do you know what sounds like fun right now? Salmonella. Let's do it.
And then we went. Where did we go? We went to North Carolina for a week and a half, and Jandy left shrimp in the upstairs fridge, and it leaked all over.
In my defense, though, we were getting our new fridge downstairs delivered when we were gone. So we had to rush move everything to the upstairs fridge or freezer. And the girls were helping me put stuff in. And I'm pretty sure when I said freezer, they heard fridge. And I didn't realize it. So I
blame
came
it
home
on
and I'm
the
like,
girls.
what?
Wait,
You know,
wait a minute.
The girls put
It
the
was.
turkey in the fridge.
You got
Yeah,
an upstairs fridge and a downstairs fridge?
Yeah,
Fucking
Yes.
rich people.
you gotta have a fridge
Well,
by the bar.
we had to buy but we had to buy the upstairs fridge because our downstairs fridge went out and we didn't have anything. So we went and bought a small upstairs fridge. But anyways, we've leaked all over it multiple times. It's ridiculous.
This could be a podcast.
I have a garage fridge.
I have a garage fridge.
So
Yeah,
my
garage
upstairs
freezer.
fridge
See,
is like a
it's
garage
similar.
fridge. It's a big fridge. I mean, it's a normal size fridge, but it's just, top and bottom, doesn't
Not
have
in
an
the
ice
garage.
maker or nothing.
So
But it's
we
up by
have
the
this-
bar.
not in
So
the
my
garage.
bar gets built Monday. So
We
you're
have a
gonna miss
garage
the bar
fridge
this weekend, Timmy.
and a garage freezer.
I make my own bar. It's fine.
We're gonna do a redneck bar. Just put a folding table up there.
There you go.
Dave, can I tell you something in confidence?
No.
Hey, let's do this for a minute. We'll kick him out of the room for a second. I didn't want to come because of Timmy.
Okay.
I'm gonna come back by myself later in the year.
There you go.
Hey Timmy, I just
Hey,
had to
what's
tell
up?
Dave some of a little production note on the show real quick.
Okay.
All right, guys, I'm gonna hop off. I'm gonna take a shower and book some flights and get ready for bed.
I'm gonna
Y'all
call
have fun.
Paulie B and let him know where you're at.
Hey, you want to let's FaceTime while you shower.
Can you wait till the
pretty
show's
sure
over
you're-
first?
Yeah, we might get some more viewers if
I quit the show, remember?
You're here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Jandy loves when I
Okay.
podcast, so
What
I
are you,
just
Ric
can't
Flair?
quit.
But we've heard that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Love you, honey.
Bye, guys.
Bye, Jandy.
Love you
You're
too.
hot.
Bye. I can't.
All right, let's move on from dollar bill marriage stories, we're going to call that, and bum everyone out, because here on the Deep Cut, August 19th, one of the biggest stories since Vietnam and continued to linger here throughout the 80s and 90s, there's an attempted coup in Russia as Mikhail Gorbachev is the target as hardliners in the Russian Communist Party try to forcibly seize control of the government. We all remember Ronald Reagan's plea in the 80s, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. Where was I?
why'd you make him sound like Wilford Brimley?
Diabetes.
Diabetes.
My name's Wilford Brimley. I have diabetes. Burns
Tear
when
down
I
the
pee and I
wall.
can't sleep at night. Tear down the wall. Which led to the fall of communism in 1989. So this is 2 years later. However, we weren't out of the woods yet, as some members of the Communist Party were not only still in power, but still wanting to restore Russia as a communist state. Specifically, Gorbachev's vice president, Gennady Yanayev, which is bizarre that it was that close, whom with top-ranking military members and civilian leaders from the State Committee on the State of Emergency. The group opposed Gorbachev. Actually, that sounds like a, what was that Bobcat Gold Police Academy movie? Police Academy State Committee on the State of Emergency. The group opposed Gorbachev's reforms reforms, how you want to say that, and we're still upset from the loss of control, especially the control of some Eastern European states. And we're also fearful of the new Union Treaty, which would have replaced the Treaty of 1922, which ultimately created the communist state of Russia. 9 of the 16 nations involved held a vote and had an overwhelming positive vote for the proposal at 76%. The countries who voted were Russia, Belarus, or Belarus as we know it now, Ukraine, Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Turkmenia, and Uzbekistan. However, this was only 9 countries out of the 16. The other 7 didn't participate in the drafting of the treaty at all. The ones where the vote wasn't successful or held at all were the countries whose citizens wanted outright independence.
My name is Borat.
Yes, that is one of the countries.
I come from Kazakhstan.
Great
And
success.
my wife, she ugly.
Pamela. By August, I still can't believe that movie caused Kid Rock to divorce Pamela Anderson. That makes no sense to me.
Well, his story was different than hers, so we don't really know.
No, that's true. By August, 8 of the participating 9 countries agreed to the treaty, with the exception of Ukraine, who was eventually made a sovereign state.
Since assuming power as General Secretary of the Communist Party of the Soviet Union in 1985, Gorbachev had embarked on an ambitious reform program embodied in the twin concept of perestroika and
Nice.
glasnost.
Very nice.
That's
Last nose.
economic and political restructuring and openness. You didn't know I spoke Russian, did you?
I did not.
Speaking
These
for-
moves, here we go. We'll get some more. These moves prompted resistance and suspicion on the part of hardline members of the nomenklatura.
Nice. Well done.
In 1991, the Soviet Union was in severe economic and political crisis. Scarcity of food, medicine, and other consumables was widespread. People had to stand in long lines to buy even essential goods. Fuel and stocks were as much as 50% lower than the estimated amount needed for the approaching winter. And inflation exceeded 300% per year, with factories lacking the cash needed to pay salaries.
That's a lot.
That'd make just about anybody go crazy.
Yeah.
British historian Dan Stone wrote the following about the plotters' motivation. The coup was the last gasp of those who were astonished at and felt betrayed by the, I don't know what that word is, by the collapse of the Soviet Union.
Precipitous.
Soviet Union's empire in Eastern Europe and the swift destruction of the Warsaw Pact and Comcon that followed.
Come on. I will do it for you.
That's where nerds go and meet up together and do stuff.
Circle jerk.
It's the cum
Actually, it's the CumCon. Yeah.
Soggy biscuits. You.
Will you sign my dick?
Oh.
Hey, child.
I want to use up my dress.
We got to take a break from the story as Dave is attempting to father his daughter right now.
Why is she wearing a dress? It's bedtime.
It's for choir. She has to try it on.
She's going to happy hour later.
Yeah. All right, Timmy, your go, because I forgot where I was.
You're at many feared the consequences.
Oh, many feared the consequences of Gorbachev's German policies above all, not just for leaving officers unemployed, but for sacrificing gains achieved in the Great Patriotic War to Germans' revanchism and irredentism. After all, this had been the Kremlin's greatest fear since the end of the war.
I'm pretty sure revanchism is not a word, but
I think you got one of those words right.
Revanchism.
The KGB began considering a coup in September of 1990. Soviet politician Alexander Yakovlev began warning Gorbachev about the possibility of one after the 28th Party Congress in June of 1990. Sounds like a hell of a party. On December 11, 1990, KGB chairman Vladimir Kryuchkov made a call for order over Moscow program television station. I don't know what any of that means. I think he yelled at him on TV or something. When Khrushchev complained about the Soviet Union's growing instability due to the Congress,
like I said,
of People's Deputies, Gorbachev attempted to appease him by issuing a presidential decree enhancing the powers of the KGB and appointing Pugo to the cabinet as Minister of Internal Affairs. On June 17, 1991, Soviet Premier Pavlov and his dogs requested extraordinary powers from the Supreme Soviet. Several days later, Moscow Mayor Gavril Popov informed U.S. Ambassador to the Soviet Union Jack F. Matlock Jr.
It's not Russian.
That a coup against Gorbachev was being planned. That's because he was an American, Jack. When Matlock tried to warn him, Andy Griffith, Gorbachev falsely assumed that his own cabinet was not involved and underestimated the risk of a coup. On July 23, 1991, several party functionaries and literati published a piece in the hardline Shvetskaya Rossiya newspaper entitled A Word to the People, whatever, that called for decisive action to prevent calamity. 6 days later, July 29th, Gorbachev, Russian President Boris Yeltsin, and Kazakh President
Kazakh
Nursultan not gonna work here anymore.
Nursultan Nazarbayev
discussed the possibility of replacing hardliners such as Parlov, Yazov, Khrushchev, and Pugo with more liberal figures.
Pugo, that's a car.
That's Yugo.
Oh,
I think it's going to be a requirement for the rest of this show. Is every deep cut, or we have to have a Russian story on.
No more Russian. No,
yeah, this is great.
That was fantastic.
But I mean, this coup, they got rid of Gorbachev.
Yes, they did.
This was it. I mean, he was done after this because Boris Yeltsin took over.
Mm-hmm.
Boris Yeltsin was already in charge.
Well, he took over. I mean, Gorbachev was in charge. Boris Yeltsin used this to gain presidency.
The coup essentially destroyed the Soviet Union.
So the story of the coup attempt was August 19th, 91. Boris Yeltsin took control on August 22nd, so 3 days later.
But Yeltsin wasn't the one who orchestrated it either.
No, he just used it to his advantage.
Correct. And
I just can't. Every time I see Miguel Gorbachev or hear the name Miguel Gorbachev, all I can think about is Naked Gun when he's trying to wipe the shit off his head.
But yeah, I mean, this was, like Timmy said, this was essentially the end of the Soviet Union. And for those who weren't alive, and again, I was only born in 85, but I do vaguely remember the fall of the Soviet Russia. Plus, you listen to your parents about the Cold War. Like, this was the end of essentially a 35-year just pissing contest between the United States and Russia.
Well, basically,
over
what the
a
coup did,
nuclear war that never happened.
the coup allowed the socialist or communist to get each of their own little countries, and it basically split up what would have been called the CCCP.
Right.
Is what the coup did, because Gorbachev was over the whole thing, and when they had the coup, he got thrown out of power, and each little area had their own president. That's why Yeltsin, the Russian president, he wasn't over everything. He was just over Russia.
That is correct. And hopefully, the big, thing about this show is we fuck around a lot and joke, but we also try to inform people.
And now Putin has completely taken over everything.
Yes.
You know what Yeltsin said whenever Gorbachev got thrown out? I will do it for you.
I will do it for you. We try to be your potty mouthed, Mr. Rogers is what we try to be on this show. Knowledge, comfort, some laughs. That's what we do here at the Filter Free Podcast. And if you enjoyed this week's episode, I don't know why you wouldn't. Please let us know. Especially with my speech impediment I developed in the middle of it. Give us that 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts. Make sure to follow the show on Twitter at FF Popcast, on Instagram at Filter Free Podcast. Follow our network at Ram Sports Net. Of course, find us on YouTube. Just search Filter Free Podcast. All of our shows, the video versions are up there. So if you don't watch the video versions, on occasion, like today, I used it quite a few times. There are little banners and things I will pop up on the screen here. So to clarify things we say or the definition of revanchism. And you can only see that on the YouTube version. So go to our YouTube page and you will see those little things that I do. Plus, you get to look at us. I mean, it's a win-win.
My wife says my beard's crazy.
We're all pretty hot.
Isn't this an awesome beard I got going?
I mean, yeah, I got one too. I mean, beards are great.
You should shave it and put it on your head.
I like being bald. My hair was curly.
Mine curls when it gets long.
Curly.
Yeah,
I thought maybe like
no, not like pubes like Psycho Sid, but like wavy curly.
Mine gets curly if it gets long enough, but I just cut it all off. So as for us, you can find us all on social media platforms at Dollar Bill Dave.
Follow me on X at Dave in the HSV.
Timmy C.
At Timmy C 1979.
And I'm at T Stevens 91. Next week we cover August of 2007. Here is the year of the long ball. We have foreign government upheavals again. And Kim K gets married for like 9 minutes and so much more.
Kim Cattrall?
No, Kardashian. This has been the Filter Free Podcast. It's so long for now.
Joke of the week. We're giving Timmy a break since he's coming to visit me this weekend.
So this one's going to be about me. I can't wait.
What do you call karate for amputees?
Oh, boy.
Nubbin?
Partial arts.